Hello guys and welcome out to the pod of all Gamescast. I'm your host EOF Gizmo, joined this week by Xbox Lives and possibly Nintendo IDs, CW Lanky.
Hello.
And of course, Mr. Luna, Mr. Intellivision, it's Chris Pengelly.
Hello everyone. Oh no, the television's like dead now.
Who saw that coming, Craig? Did you see it coming?
Never. I still believe. You can be resurrected like a phoenix.
The only thing is, I know people that have bought the weird physical games for it, so...
Did you back or give money to this, Chris?
They did not.
Oh, I was about to say, because if it did, that's the curse of Penguin was really there, isn't it?
And when most I back does come out, so...
Yeah, you just don't play it.
Yeah, just don't play it.
Well, before we get sidetracked too much, guys, new week. What have we been playing? Let's start with Craig.
So mine is going to be tiny this week. So all I've played was more Forza Horizon. Again, forever and always. And I played a bit more Nobody Saves the World. I don't know how far in I am. I've probably played like 6 or 7 hours now, I'd probably say. Game's still great. Not quite a lot of the forms. Still a fair few left to go. I think my favourite one is the slug so far. I like being a slug. You leave a cool little trail behind you. Then if enemies go in your trail, they get slowed down, and you can shoot them with your slug teardrop things. It's great shit. Just great shit. It's murdering them as they're slowed. Yeah, enjoying the dungeons in that. I mean, the completion's pretty hard, but I want to definitely finish the game and try and get all the dungeons, as long as it's not any of that, like, shit house, like, ridiculous. But yeah, good game, and that is literally it. That's all I've played this week.
Nice. Obviously, we're not going to talk about Fantasy League pickups because that spoils the show.
Yes.
All right, before we get to the main course that is Chris Pengelly, what have I played this week? Well, if you've seen me on Twitter and my blog, I've been trying to get the gold cart on Mario Kart. Done all the 150 races, and the mirror mode is causing me some issues, Craig, because you get screwed by Mario Kart, don't you? As soon as you get to that last lap on the last race and you need a win, a red shell, a blue shell, a fucking onion, anything, right up the bum. Right at the first to fifth. That's happened at least 3 times today. I went from first to fifth on the last corner, so I'm doing what I can. I think Craig's either frozen or he's very still. That's a frozen Craig, innit? I'm keeping this in. I love it. And then the other game I've been playing is Yoko Taro's Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, which I think the name I've got wrong every time I try and pronounce it, but I believe it is The Isle Dragon Roars, and I suppose The Island of Dragon Roars, or whatever.
No, I believe that's right. I believe it is Isle, not Island.
Yeah,
so.
That's Craig on. But I'm enjoying it. So it's been in my backlog a while. It's one of those games that I think it didn't review that well.
It's like low 70s, isn't it? Like a 72, 73, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I can see why it's reviewed low 70s, but I'm enjoying it. It's just a pretty bog standard JRPG. It's got good writing, the narration's great, and
I'm guessing the music's good as well.
The music's fantastic. Yeah, obviously the art design's great. It's just a pretty fun game. It works really well for handheld. It goes Craig again. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think the writing's going to get darker as we go because it's Yoko Taro. It glimpses at it already. Like, I don't think it's going to be near, but I think it's going to have something, right? And obviously there's weird sequel, not sequel, that's been announced that's coming out soon. It's just another story in the universe, but it's not a sequel, is what they say.
Yeah, and the trailer of that I'm pretty sure hasn't got Yoko Taro's name on it. But the first one has. So little bit of a weird one.
It's definitely the same art design and stuff. Yeah,
I guess it must be because it's a card game or something. There's not gonna do any 3D characters and that. And, like, I'm not a game developer. You obviously are. It must be, easy to get out or something. But we just need to do a 2D card with some cool art on it.
Yeah, I think the nature of the game like that is that if the engine's built, like, the template of the game is just a tabletop, and then you place cards for the like environment and stuff. So with all that in place, it literally is just making new character cards and then recording dialogue. Like, seems to be the main thing. So it's cool that it's got like another game coming out. They're quite well priced. I imagine it's going to be physical, get both games. But this is Square Enix. Who knows?
It is Square. They are. It does. I played the demo on PS4. I enjoyed it. I can kind of get it would be decent on the Switch. A card game seems, something that would be good on the portable.
Yeah, and also I did a video on the channel about the demo, and I'm enjoying it. And the only other game I have been playing is a game that I've been playing for a little while that I've had NDA'd, and that is Grapple Dog for the Switch. I played it pre-release, so it ran terribly. But I've just recently restarted it on the retail version of the game. It's like a cute Game Boy Advance style platformer, where the gimmick is that you have a grappling hook. But it's a funny game because it's beautiful. The music's really good, the voice acting is really good, the gameplay is really good, but it's just a little bit buggy. Like, it's such an indie game. Like, it's such a, like, yeah, we're trying, it's 400 megabytes. Like, the dude is, like, tweeting every day that he's fixing bugs and stuff, so it's it's unfortunate, but I think it's £11, £12, so it is what it is. But yeah, I quite like it. Like, I might even do a full review of it on the channel once I recomplete the retail version of it. But it's a fun game. It's on Steam and Switch. And obviously I received a free code in case people call us out for that, because I know you have to say that, don't you, Chris? # free game. But
I love how literal the name of it is. It's just Grapple Dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You are a dog that has a grappling hook. Confirmed. Yep. I can confirm that for you. But it's good. It's quite funny. It's one of those, if it was on Game Pass, I know Craig would probably quite enjoy it. It's quite a fun little game. It's not too much. You can do a little level by level and then carry on. So, but yeah, that is what I've been playing this week. Pengy, for the main course, what have you been buying? Let's not include all the games I've sold you. You can go to Twitter if you want to find out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I bought quite a few games off you. I've bought a few other things as well, which none of them I have started yet of those ones, but I did start.
I'm shocked.
I did start one of the ones I got off Dave, and that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna Golden Country. I believe that's the title.
Correct.
I started that yesterday. I am 4 hours into it, and I am enjoying it. Obviously, the voice acting is very Xenoblade.
What are you talking about? Where are we going, Mira? Minada. I think your main character is Scottish, isn't she, in this?
Yeah, something like that.
You haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, have you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it's quite a big story thing at the end of this, so it's gonna be
it's
like this,
prequel, isn't it? So it might make me, want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So playing some of that, and the only other thing I've played is like Dave, a Switch indie. It's also on Steam, and it's called Land of Screens. It was like a 2-hour narrative-driven sort of puzzle game. It's a very me sort of game. Like, the character, she breaks up with her boyfriend. It's all over social media, so she ditches her phone and goes on a little adventure without her phone for like a weekend. That it's called Land of Screens, and
hipsters everywhere. As far as the eye can see.
How much did this 2-hour experience cost, Bengals?
This is $4.99, I believe it was.
What a bargain! That's still.
It might have been a little. It might have been a little bit less than that. It might have been like a 10% off because it just come out, so it might be like £4.39, something like that. Yeah.
Breakfast at McDonald's, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's all I've played is Land of Screens as Xenoblade 2.
Lovely.
Corner Country.
Craig's already written that one down for when he buys a Switch, 100%.
Oh yeah, I just had a little look at how long Xenoblade 2 is, the normal game. Just the main story, 61 hours, boys.
Yeah,
Torna, fancy that?
Torna is not.
Yeah,
Torna is like 15.
18 on handheld.
I think it took me 25, maybe 30. Because it gets to a bit where it goes, haha, have you been doing side quests? You need to do side quests for the last mission. Cheers, boys. So Pengals, don't be missing those side quests.
He's just snapped that disc now. Just snapped it, it's gone. It's in the bin.
I don't think you could snap a little cartridge. I think Pengy's got the maneuverability for that. But yeah, so before we get on to the topic of the show, we've got a small announcement, and that is that I'm changing my games for the backlog competition because I've gone mental. I've sold all my games, which isn't really a joke. It's kind of true. So I've made like £600 out of selling some games. Just want to go more digital, Life's weird. This isn't my actual house because I don't have one. This is my friend's spare bedroom. So yeah, life's weird for Dave. So the new games, because I've sold all the other ones, which have been approved by Craig. Chris didn't bother responding to me in the chat. Yeah, no response. So, first on the backlog list, on the Nintendo Switch, I Am Setsuna, which is like the game I've had
since launch?
pretty much, yeah. I think it was like a £37 game that I haven't touched.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Next on the list, Pokemon Shining Pearl, which I haven't... I think I got a starter, and that's as far as I got. I'll start again anyway, on the Switch. Mad Max on the Xbox Series S, which Craig loves.
Great game.
Great game. Metro Exodus, again on the Xbox Series X, a series I've wanted to get into. So again, I've had all 3 games for a while because they're always on sale. So obviously I've picked them up. And the last game is one of the very few Switch games that survived the purge, and one that I still have and I haven't touched once, and that is Astral Chain from our friends over at Platinum. A game that I think Craig will like if he ever gets a Switch, because that's literally
the Devil May Cry sort of thing.
Yeah, it's Scarlet Nexus is the best way to describe it. But you're like a policeman dude, and it's the Bayonetta guys, so it's like crazy. But yeah, that's the new list. Mm-hmm. Can I get it done? Probably. There is at least one Japanese RPG in there though, Pengy. So technically 2, 3.
Well, no, Astral Chain it's Japanese, but not an RPG.
Okay, I'm glad for the clarification from the big dog.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the big dog, we had a Nintendo Direct this week, boys. Yay.
Yes, we did.
So good that Craig is thinking about getting a Switch. That's how good that Direct was before we even get there. Isn't that right, Craig?
It was so impromptu as well. Didn't they literally announce it the day before?
This, bro. They always do this.
Yeah, but normally it like leaks and like everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to get a Switch at the weekend." Like, I don't know if I just missed it because I didn't follow.
No, there wasn't a leak. There wasn't even a leak. There wasn't even really a leak for what was in it. There was like one like kind of semi-jokey like guy that got lucky, but like usually it's like, oh, this game's getting announced today, whereas there was quite a lot that didn't. So we'll hand you over to the resident second favourite Nintendo player among us, behind Craig, and that is Pengy. So Pengy, without further ado, Nintendo Direct.
Okay, we started out with Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. I was going to call it Free Houses then, but it's Free Hopes. It is
an awful name, isn't it? Trying to remember that it's different in ways is just terrible.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed when we saw this because I thought, oh, Fire Emblem, here we go, a new Fire Emblem. Because Free Houses was 2019. So I thought, and then it turns out to be a Warriors game. But I did enjoy the last Fire Emblem Warriors, and it's in the same universe of Free Houses, and I very much like that game on Switch. So going back to those characters and that is good.
We have to get a Warriors game every year, right? So why not? It's Fire Emblem's turn.
Yeah.
Is Penguins going to make the mistake and buy this?
Oh, I've already got it pre-ordered.
Oh, he's already made the mistake.
So that's one.
Every year.
That's one Craig pre-order, one Pengy pre-order. We're going to do this. Is what we're going to do actually. So I want us all finger up for if you're going to pre-order the game that we talk about. It includes Craig. Just no pre-order if we're going to buy it at some point, because even Craig could be with us soon. So Fire Emblem Warriors Free Hopes. Everybody, absolutely not from me. From Pengy. Craig.
Fancy. No.
Absolutely not from Craig, right? Pengy, next one.
I did pick it up on the old Fancy Craig, though.
I feel like that's a mistake. We will see.
Yeah, it was one that I looked at. I was like, I'm not sure, but it had a date. And...
It's not going to get less than 70, but I can't see it getting more than like 81.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just a safe few points.
It's a Nintendo game. Like, it will get points. It'll be fine.
Then we had another look at Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which now has got voice acting on it.
It's so weird that that's such a big selling point. Like, it's got voice acting, you're like...
It's because it's a remake of a GBA game. I think that's why that's a selling point. The game looks fucking pretty, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit expensive. That's my one issue.
I guess.
$44.99 for 2 GBA game content. I know there's been remade, but I mean, we're going to buy it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, figure that.
100%.
That's
2 for 2 from Penguins.
Yeah.
This does look like a perfect handheld game as well.
Absolutely.
Well, it originally was the GBA game, so
There you go.
Yeah, it's not as hardcore as Fire Emblem. Like, it's a game that if you're going to play a strategy game, Craig, you'd probably actually quite enjoy.
Yeah.
Advance Wars, to be honest.
then we got No Man's Sky, which actually looked quite impressive if it is the Switch version. If it's a native Switch game,
I was waiting to
think
see
it's
cloud. Yeah, I was waiting for the cloud thing to pop up, but
because it looks too good.
Maybe we just need to trust Hello Games, man. They're such a trustworthy bunch.
Yeah, so I guess there's a pass for everyone.
Absolutely, it's on Game Pass. Why would you buy it?
Yeah,
It is the comeback of all comebacks at this game.
Oh yeah,
still a
it
thing
has
relevant,
no right to be as good as it is either. Like when we played it, I think it was us that played it. It might be me and my other friends. It was fun. It was really fun. Like, and I remember playing it on launch day with Chris, and it was awful.
Yeah, it was awful. So not good. Then we got Mario Strikers Battle League. Yes. That is a yes.
Put your fucking hand up, Craig. You're buying this as well.
Oh yeah,
like
sorry, I'll do it. Oh, you can't see it.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the
I'm
first.
keeping count as well, just out of interest.
Do it. So
Yeah,
Chris,
so
it's been 15 years.
Yeah, this looked very good. It is from Next Level Games, not Camelot. So not Mario Tennis or Golf guys, you know.
They let
What does that mean to an uneducated? What have these people made, Chris?
The last game was Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay, so they have more pedigree.
They have a really good track record for their Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think is it them that have been purchased by Nintendo?
Yes.
Yeah, so like they have a really good track record for Nintendo games, and Nintendo tends to let them do what they want. So the problem with Mario Tennis and Mario Golf is it's very safe Mario. It's not like the older ones used to have like personality, if that makes sense. Whereas this has clearly still got personality. Like it's not as bad. Like the original game had like Waluigi was like crotch chopping, and like Daisy was like thick, but like this has still got some attitude. It's got that cool art style for the finishing moves. Like they're literally kicking the crap into each other, which is they haven't let them do that for a while. So that's why I think people are very excited. For me, like the game was good anyway. Like it looks like it's improved. Look, 8-player local, having the 20-player pro club mode for me is like such a selling point. Like I love that stuff. It's like the best mode in FIFA. So to get that in Mario, that I can play in bed, you know what I mean? And it's a bit less serious, let's be honest. Like it's a good laugh. Like that's a game that like us three, maybe some of our other friends, maybe some of the guys from the forum will jump in and have a laugh with. Like it'll be fun. Like it's one of those games that will be a fun experience. So yeah, very excited for Mario Strikers Battle League. Game of the year potential for me, I think, as well.
It almost looks like Mario, like Rocket League, like that sort of just like jump in. And have
it's
fun.
it's not as much of a rip off of Rocket League as they do later on. When we get to another game, which I will mention when we get to it. But it's a fun game. Like having the power ups and stuff in a football game is just great. So, GG. Yeah.
Then we got Splatoon 3, and we had a look at the co-op mode, Salmon Run at Next Wave. I thought this...
It was a bad presentation.
Yeah, it was a bad presentation, because I was not a big fan of the PvE mode in Splatoon 2, but I know there's going to be a single player mode, and the regular multiplayer mode in this, and it's like...
So Salmon Run's a lot of fun. But it's a really hard thing to show in a video because its whole purpose that it's kind of weird. So like having the weird music and the stuff that they showed was like for Salmon Run fans. So the fact that you can throw the eggs, it would like to Craig would be like, well, why was that not in it originally? Like for us, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like Salmon Run's one of those modes that like if Craig were to buy this game, he would like that mode for what it gives you. The whole point of the Splatoon, if Splatoon 3 is like Splatoon 2, you do. Salmon Run is like every other day you can do it, and you get special gear from doing it. So you jump in from PvP to PvE with your friends to get the gear, and then you go back into PvP. It's that type of game. It's that type of like cycle, which is why people love it so much. But it's not a good thing to show on its own. Like in a specific Splatoon presentation, you can have a 10-minute section where you talk about that. But I think just on its own, without anything else, I think that's a bit strange.
I think that's what they will do.
3, they will do a Splatoon.
Yeah, and have the guy come out in his lab coat and everything, and going like, "This is the date. This is when a
because Nintendo. That's what they do.
Splat test is happening, etc. All that good stuff.
I think if Craig's got a Switch by that, then
that's another finger up as well.
Yeah, like I'll buy like Splatoon 1 and 2. are both great games. So like if they do a Splat test and like say Craig has a Switch by then and he plays it, I'm in no doubt that that's one of those games that Craig will eventually get, because it's one of the most Craig Nintendo games they make. But we have a weird showing here.
Yeah, I will say, obviously, as someone who has no knowledge of Splatoon at all, watching this like little presentation, like I was like, so is this single player? Is this something that Splatoon 2 didn't have? Like it didn't explain what it was
it's a weird
in
one.
any way.
But it's Horde mode.
It's Horde
I
mode, yeah.
see.
It's Horde
So
mode.
is this Splatoon could have like a single player? Is that the
Yes.
other thing?
It always has a
Okay.
single player, it has a Horde mode, and it has PvP multiplayer.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna like compare it to like Gears 5. Like we played the single player, we played
kind
multiplayer.
of.
We didn't play much of Horde.
No.
So that's like the sort of thing. Okay, it's got these 3 modes. If and you might not like the multiplayer, and you might just like the Horde mode. It's it's there if you want it.
Yeah, and they were smart. Like I said, they don't let you do it every day. Like it was every other day I think you could do it. So it made you want to do it, because you would get a specific piece of gear for doing it in like each session. And yeah, again, if you fall down the Splatoon rabbit hole, which you could well do, Craig, then you'll get it.
Yeah, I can see Craig going.
Craig could be 200 hours. It's that type of game.
Every weekend, siding with ketchup over mayonnaise or whatever.
Absolutely not. Siding with bacon over tofu.
And then after that we got a Front Mission First remake, and also Front Mission 2 remake is coming in the future. So, do anything for either of you, these SNES games?
No.
I'd never heard of it in my life.
So, I mean, the only way I think Craig would have heard for it is, I don't know if you remember the classic PS4 game Left Alive, which was the one that had the Metal Gear Solid art, which is what people thought was going to be really good, and it was terrible. It was a spin-off from Front Mission.
Yeah.
The Wanzers. But, yeah, I mean, if there wasn't already Advance Wars, then maybe, but nah, not for me.
Nah.
Is that the first no from Pengy?
Well,
if there's a physical, you'll buy it.
Okay. Unless it's cheap as well. Yeah. If it's like 40 quid eShop only, then it's a pass. Then we got Disney Speedstorm, which is coming this summer on all systems. It's free to play, cross play, all that good stuff.
I'll try it. Free to play, why not?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I guess it's a thumb up, finger up, a thumb up, because it's free to play.
It's from the Asphalt team, and as much as people Asphalt 9 Legends on the Switch is really good for a free-to-play racing game. Obviously, it's way more arcadey than like Forza Horizon or whatever, but like Asphalt 9 Legends is fun on the Switch, and it runs well. It looks good. It's a fun time. So, and this looked pretty good, like for a free-to-play kart race. It looks better than Chocobo GP. It looks better than.
I was about to say exactly that. I thought this looked really good.
Yeah, it looks fun. Like I know it's cross-play. Like I'll try it for free-to-play. If it's awful, it's awful. I've still got Mario Kart. Like you know what I mean. So
yeah.
You interested, Craig, in that one?
I mean, I'd give it a download. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I mean, free to play.
Yeah.
Like I said, it looked good. Disney's a big, so there's a lot you can do with the Disney licenses in there. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we got Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which is a port of the Wii version.
This looks terrible.
That's why it looks so bad.
Such a weird choice.
Yeah, because it's not like the Switch wouldn't be able to hand like the PS3 360 one. But no, we'll port the Wii version because we can have the motion controls and stuff.
It's also £18. So it's from Asper, who've ported all the other Star Wars games to Switch, including Knights of the Old Republic, which they charged $11.99 for. So if you're going to buy $11.99 for one of the best games ever made, or £18 for The Force Unleashed, hey, if they do a weird pack like they've done with the rest, you can get them physical. That's the only people I could see buying this.
You get Knights of the Old Republic and Force Unleashed together for like 30 quid or something.
Buy it for £2 on your 360 and play it on your Series X, and it'd be 60 frames and it will look better.
I know Nintendo people could be mental, but like, who is buying that?
You'd literally have to be like a kid that doesn't know better, or like a die-hard Star Wars fan that only has a Switch.
Yeah.
Like it's the other Knights of the Republic on Switch is a decent port, but like
the thing is they must be selling because there's a lot of them on the Switch now, because you got the Republic Commando, the Jedi Academy ones,
the racer that Craig would like.
Yeah.
F1 racer, but again, it's because they're not on anything else. Like in terms of like, if you want to play those games and you have a Switch, why not? They're not expensive, but apart from this, the Force Unleashed is the most expensive of those ports so far.
Yeah, sure. Then we got after that Assassin's Creed: The Ezio Collection.
Oh, 12 frames a second? Absolutely
This also looked
They
terrible.
keep doing it, man. All of those games run terribly on Switch. And you're like, they were 360 games.
One of these on the Wii U.
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
3 and 4 were on the Wii U, which
Okay.
have also been ported to the Switch and run terribly on the Switch and run better on the Wii U.
Do you think, is it just a lazy port, or is
Yes.
it that the games just can't run
So
on the Switch?
my theory from the
Probably
only
lazy
thing I can
port.
think of from a game design perspective is they appear to be porting the remastered versions, which obviously have more gubbins, but they keep all the stuff turned on, so it struggles more. Like if they just ported the original games, they'd run fine. But because they've got like enhanced this, enhanced that, I think that's what the issue is. This was definitely the issue with 3. Because I have 3 on the Wii U and it runs way better than 3 Remastered does on Switch. And the Switch is more powerful than the Wii U. So it's like, yeah, that's all I can think of is it's because it's the remasters. It's like ironically, like Force Unleashed will run perfectly. Because it is just the old version of the game, slightly spruced up. But for some reason, they always decide to port the remasters, because I'm guessing they already have the code written. It's easier for them than going back. But yeah, it's a lazy port. Like they could turn settings down and make it run at 30. Like if you're playing it on Switch, it's on a handheld. You don't care. Like if you're buying Assassin's Creed on Switch, you're playing it in your lap. You don't care if it looks slightly worse.
Yeah, because it just looks really odd to look at, like the way it was running. The draw distance looked really
Revelations,
bad.
like 2 didn't look too bad, but Revelations looked like it was running at like 10 frames a second in a video. Like, God help. And you know as well, it will be one of those, Chris. You'll have one game will be on the cart, and then the other 2 will be 20 gig downloads. Yeah, so like, you're not even getting the benefit of like.
It's Assassin's Creed 2 on the cart, and then the other 2 are downloads.
Yeah, so fuck
So if you
that.
buy- So you might as well buy it
Absolutely not.
in the first place. Yeah. Then we got SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which I guess is a pass for everyone. So there we go. Then we got Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers Edition, which I'm gonna go because it's like 15 quid.
Oh, was it 15 quid? Ooh. I can't buy games yet, so maybe at Christmas.
And it's sort of 2 games because you got the Radical Dreamers,
yeah,
and you've obviously got Chrono Cross on there. It's just like 2 games for 15
This
quid.
is definitely the one of the there's many remasters on this direct. This is the one where I think if you liked the PS1 era games, then yeah. But like if you're like Craig, who's new to JRPGs, I can imagine you look at this like this looks terrible.
Oh yeah,
but
this is coming to everything as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to Xbox, unbelievably.
Yeah. Which is strange.
So I'll play it on Game
interesting
Pass.
to see if it. Yeah, about to say interesting to see if it just goes straight into Game Pass.
Where's Chrono Trigger, Chris?
Yeah, that is the thing. It's like,
Where's Chrono Trigger? That's what.
yeah, it just
Chrono
seems
Cross.
really daft. They bring Cross, they bring Radical Dreamers to the West for the first time ever, yet they miss Chrono Trigger out. It seems really weird. It's a very Square move.
Yeah,
Released 2 of the 3 games.
bastards.
Yep. Then we saw more Kirby in the Forgotten Land, where we saw Kirby.
This game looks so good.
Yeah, that is
Like
a definite
so
up.
good. Like I can't
I'm
believe
hoping
how good
for-
it looks. Like
I'm hoping for some big points in Fantasy Critic.
it may
for
be. It's
Kirby.
it's like like for a Kirby game, man, it looks fun. It just looks like Mario Odyssey but Kirby, and that's sick. Like Craig again, he can just buy Mario Odyssey for slightly cheaper. But for us, that have already played Mario Odyssey, like Kirby looks good.
Yeah, I think
What do
you're
you
gonna. I think this could be like a 86 or something for Pengy. I can see that very easily.
It looks
getting a lot of
very
points.
good. Yeah,
It does look good. It's kind of disturbing the way it eats things and then takes like this shit a little bit.
When you join us in Nintendo Land, Craig, you'll learn quite quickly the raw power of the Curbster. So he'll be
When it eats the car and the wheels are just hanging out.
Oh yeah, mate. Like when you come over and eventually get into Smash Bros and realize that he can eat every character and steal their look, and it's hilarious. Oh,
I mean,
Yeah,
I've already mastered Smash Bros. I kicked Pengy's ass in that.
you did. I think you were Kirby when you beat him as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirby also like on Smash Bros. With, like the trailers. He's like the only one.
He's the main
like,
character.
the only one
It's
that
'cause-
survives.
It's because the
still.
guy that made Kirby made Smash. That's why.
Yeah.
He is
He's
the main
like-
character.
He is over. And then we had a weird one after Kirby. We had PlayStation Studios MLB The Show 2022, where it looked rough as anything.
I don't think it looked that bad.
I thought this looked.
I think like it
well,
ran. I
apart from
think it
Assassin's
ran
Creed.
fine. I think it looked like a PS2 game, but it ran fine. And it's cross-play, and it's basically the
progression.
Vita version, Pingy. So
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, if you like sports, it's better. It's going to be better than the FIFA port, and it's going to be better than the Madden port.
I was going to say it could both be the best sports.
It will almost certainly be the best.
Serious.
Yeah, best official sports game on the Switch, probably. But again,
You've also got to think
it's coming to Game Pass.
baseball is huge in Japan, isn't it?
Hence why Otani was the cover star.
Yeah, and the Switch is huge in Japan, so I have to imagine there'd be some money to be made here.
Yes. That's why this year there's a Switch port. That's why this year there's a Switch port. So that'll do gangbusters. By the way, that game would be like one of the best-selling games in Japan.
Yeah. Speaking of Japan and ports, we got Kingdom Hearts Integram Masterpiece for Cloud.
What a joke!
Easy for you to say.
What a joke that is, Craig. So it's you got to buy them all. You can buy them all together, right?
Which is like 90 quid or something.
None of them are
like
native, so you can only play them at home because you're going to need an internet connection. The demo wasn't great as well. They're not great cloud versions. Like, why? Who's buying that? Like, honestly, like, who's buying the cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts?
Especially when they're on everything else now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and they're not expensive. They're like not expensive on everything else.
I mean, most of them were on Game Pass for quite a while. I think they maybe all left.
It's just 3 that's on the now, but like you can get them bundled, or they'll go on sale. You can get them bundled for PlayStation for like 20 quid.
Yeah,
like, easily on disc, like easily. So again, don't get it.
I can kind of understand Kingdom Hearts 3 being cloud.
Yes,
but the others not being native.
The PS3 games. The other lot.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Even just the ports, let alone the original games were on fucking DS and PS2. But okay, Square Enix. What can we say?
Yep. Then we got Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series, which is Klonoa 1 and 2.
Close, but no.
Together.
Craig, do you know what Klonoa is?
I think I'm
So,
sounds like a disease.
It was a PS1 2.5D platformer. A very good one as well. A very good one. But it's a bit of a weird series. This looks like it's the remakes. It looks like the Wii remake HD, and then they've done the same to 2. So it's actually quite a cool collection. They're 2 very good games.
Each using a different art style to the Wii make.
Yeah, nice. Nice, the Wii make. Love that. For me, no, because there's too many other games, but they're good. They'll be good. Pengy?
How much is this monstrosity?
This is $39.99.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
It's been confirmed for everything, but only the Switch version has a date.
Okay.
So it's like a weird timed Switch exclusive, but they are like advertising it for Xbox.
Is it physical or digital? Or?
There is a physical version in Japan at least, because I've seen it up for pre-order. So I'd think same in Europe for your $39.99. We've lost Dave.
He's unplugged his mic.
Oh no.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah. The Bluetack failed me, boys. But the light didn't go off. If you ever ask that question, the answer is digital, Craig. Always.
Yeah. So
one for you, Pengy?
Yeah, another one for me. Because I didn't play much of the PS1 one, but I played lots of the PS2 Klonoa, which so...
Just to keep you up to date, Pengy's nearly in double figures already.
Okay, yeah. And then we got Portal, the companion collection.
I mean, I'm going to own up to something right now. I've never played Portal.
Okay, well, you should. You should play them.
It's like a $5 on Xbox, the first
you can
one.
Have you can have my copy of Orange Box if you wish.
Ever.
Because I have to get rid of that anyway. Okay, well, I think it's 20 quid, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that price, yeah, it's an amazing game. Both of them are, because the second one's got a whole co-op campaign that's different to the main game as well. Cool that they're coming to Switch. They look like they run well. And if you haven't played them, which is a crime, you should play them. They're good.
It's weird that they're only just coming to the Switch. Surprised that didn't happen a long time ago.
I mean, you can say that about a lot of stuff, right?
Were they on the Wii U?
No.
No.
God, no. Nothing was on the Wii U, Craig.
Yeah. Nothing was on the Wii U. So I guess we're all passing on this because we all played it.
Right now, if I'll get it, that's
a
in a sale. If it was a tenner in a sale, I would be for to play co-op for Port 2, which I don't. Port 1 I've played recently. Port 2 I haven't played for years. So
yeah, that'd be a get it on Xbox for cheap job, I'd imagine, if I was to ever play it.
Yeah, sure. Then we had something none of us definitely played, and that's Live Alive, which is getting a 2D HD remake.
I'm very excited for this.
Fingers off as well.
It's £40, which is the only sad point, but I'm very excited for this.
in Japan there is a physical version in Japan which comes with tons of gubbins. And GameStop have a pre-order up with a box art for physical. So hopefully, and Nintendo are publishing in the West. So hopefully it is getting a physical version. And obviously it's a full sort of remake in the same Octopath and Project Triangle style. So
I think one of
just the original of this game, like.
So the original of this game, Live Alive, was a Super Nintendo Japanese exclusive from like 94, 95, something like that.
94, you're right.
Yeah, look at that. I nailed that, by the way, boys. It's interesting. It's one of those games that you always used to read about in like magazines and stuff. Like people would talk about it like it was like the greatest thing ever, but it just didn't come out over here.
It only sold like 200,000.
Yeah, it didn't sell very well at all because it was Japan.
So Square decided never not to release it. So,
no. But it's kind of like a precursor to Octopath Traveler. It's like it's 7 or 8 different stories that combine into one at the end. But this has got that cool sort of like time travel element where every combat's slightly different and it all comes together. I'm very interested because this looks like a fun time. The HD 2D stuff is sick looking. Like I wish they would do Final Fantasy games with it, which is annoying. But like, yeah, like Live Alive. I probably would rather Live Alive than Project Triangle, to be honest. I think it looks more interesting. If I was going to get one or the other, I think Live Alive looks more interesting personally. But yeah, that's one I'm very very interested in picking up myself.
Yeah, and you've got it on the Fantasy Critic, haven't you?
I have. I think that game's going to review really well. I think people that review that game are going to do well.
I didn't even think to bid on this because I didn't realise it was a remake. Because I had no idea what it was. And I was like, oh, this is just like a port or something. And I saw you had it, and I was like, oh, that's smart from Dave. That's
yeah.
That's going to get him some points.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then after that, we got Nintendo Switch Sports.
So it's Wii Sports, and the soccer game is literally Rocket League.
Yeah.
And looked awkward and weird and bizarre.
So this game is going to sell really well, but it's going to review terribly because it doesn't have golf. Not at launch. Yeah. It's coming apparently, but not at launch. It's a no from Dave. This one's a no from Dave.
It's a no from Dave. This one's weird because I've seen a lot of people watching like reactions and like gaming sites and that going, oh yeah, we got a sequel to Wii Sports after like 15 years. I'm like, there was Wii Sports Resort on the Wii, and there was Wii Sports Club on the Wii U. It's like everyone's forgot those two games. It's like we've gone from Wii Sports to Nintendo Switch Sports, which is kind of funny. But then people, have now got a nostalgia for Wii Sports because it's 15 years ago. So, which sounds crazy, but yeah.
The Wii is retro, Chris, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of funny. Lost their shit when this was shown, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, but it's for content. Okay. For content, it's good, right? Like if we made streaming content, it'd be hilarious watching Pengy try and play football with a thing strapped to his leg, but like trying to get his leg up. But like, yeah, I mean, if you've got a family or like you're like a student in a house, that's cool. But like for 3 grown men that just play games lying on their bed, like no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Was Wii Sports the one that had the bowling on it?
Yes.
Yes.
So I randomly, I played that once.
Of course you have.
And
you've
lived. In a pub in Minehead. That's the only time I've ever played it.
I love that somehow even Craig managed to avoid the Wii. There's 110 million mothers bought Wiis. And somehow
I think it's the only time I played a Wii as well.
Really?
In this random pub in Minehead. Drinking out-of-date Budweiser for £1 each.
Hell yeah.
What a time to be alive, eh?
Those are the days.
The good thing this has got for it is 30 quid digitally and 35 quid physical because it comes with the leg strap.
So are you buying it, Pengy?
I may have it pre-ordered.
Which version?
Physical.
The physical.
Of course it's physical. It'll complete it and sell it. It'll complete football. It'll complete sports.
Yeah, it'll complete sports.
These are adding up for Penguins.
It's obviously a no for Craig, yeah?
God, no. Absolutely
that wasn't what tipped you over the edge to buy the Switch.
No.
Okay.
Then after that, we got Taiko no Tatsu Rhythm Festival.
Was this the drumming game?
Yeah, these games are supposed to be fun, and the little drum that you get for it is sick, but absolutely not for me. But they're supposed to be fun games. They're like they remind me of Donkey Konga more than they should. But yeah.
I guess the real selling point they showed was it's got Megalovania from Undertale in it, and everyone loves that, and it's got Zelda soundtrack.
But we all know Undertale sucks, so
Yeah, but that's why people are sort of excited because it's got video game music in it.
It's also got a
including
subscription to get 500 songs.
Mm.
So if you like that game, hooray. If you don't, woohoo.
Mm.
Is that a
I
yes
guess
from you,
the
Pengy?
No, and I guess the physical version will come with the big drum,
They usually do,
like
yeah.
like the previous one.
Yeah.
How
It's
much
just
is the
under-
physical version?
With the
don't
drum, it's
know.
like 50. It's not that expensive.
No,
If you buy it now, it's like 110 because they never make that many. But like if you
No.
pre-order it, I don't think it's that expensive.
yeah. So, but I don't know. There's no like prices or pre-orders up for that. So
Well,
yeah.
shit.
And the previous one just come to Xbox Game Pass and
Did.
PlayStation. That, but obviously you got to play it with a controller. So I don't know if it loses some of its charm. Then instead of bashing a big drum.
Craig plugs in a dance mat and goes to town, do you, Craig?
Right, and then after that we got Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, so they announced that they're doing the thing they always do when they go, hey, play the demo, your save carries over, ha ha ha, now you're invested. Which they always do for their games.
You can play the first 3 chapters.
Yeah. I remember when they announced this game, I was really excited. I think I was on this show and I was really excited, but the more I see of it, the more it kind of just doesn't look very special to me. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that just doesn't...
Its main problem...
the strategy stuff of it, I'm just like, do I want to play another...
Is this the Octopath guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that team?
Yeah, it's another one of the HD 2D games. But
Yeah.
It's, this one's a strategy RPG instead.
Yeah. They would be more excited if they changed the name from Triangle Strategy to Final Fantasy Tactics.
I just think... I don't know. I think the art style works really well for interesting games, which is why I like it for Live Alive. And when Octopath first came out, it was a really interesting concept. But the problem with the Triangle Strategy is everything kind of feels like medieval architecture again. If you know what I mean. So the thing, and this is going to sound really hypocritical, but the thing I like about the Live Alive showing just before is because it had the different time periods, like they all look different. So like the Western thing looked really cool in that art style, the space thing looked really cool in that art style, the modern day looked really cool in that art style. But this is the same as Octopath Traveler. It's like, hey, this is a grey castle and it's cut slightly dark around the edges because that's what the art style is, and everyone's knights and all this kind of... I just think it looks... It just doesn't feel like it has enough character. Like, I think play the game, maybe play this demo is a good way to do it, and it might be like, oh, actually, this character is really well written, it's really well voice acted, I want to know what happens. But from that little showing, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest.
I just looked as well. Octopath Traveler, just the main story, guys, 61 hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you've got to play the game 8 times.
So if this is similar, Christ, that is...
And Octopath Traveler is on Game
commitment,
Pass.
isn't it?
This will probably come to other platforms. It's weird. Is Octopath on PlayStation?
No, that's the only thing it's
So
not.
it's on Stadia, but it's not on Xbox.
Yeah,
it's not on
it was
PlayStation.
weird. Nintendo published it. Then, like 12 months later, it came to PC, and then about 6 months after the PC, it came to Stadia, and then about 6 months after that, it came to Xbox. And all the other versions are published by Square. It's a very weird one. And like this is published by Nintendo again.
Interesting.
Right.
Again, I think it's coming out really soon as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it just gets lost for me. Like, so it's a no for me. Like, I might play the demo if I get time. Obviously, I'm playing Voice of Cards at the minute, and then I Am Setsuna, which is similar. But yeah,
It's one of the like 5,000 Square Enix games that comes out in March, isn't it?
Yeah, they have 4 games coming out in March, and obviously they got Voice of Cards like 2 coming out next week.
Yeah.
So and Square have got a lot suddenly coming out.
And it all sells well as well. By the way, and it's not like the HD2D stuff. I imagine the budget for those games not massive because they've built the engine. So, but again, for this, if you're going to buy one or the other, I would go Advance Wars every time. Every time, because it just looks more interesting.
Regardless of that, good advice, Dave. Penguins pre-ordered?
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't need to ask, really, did I?
I've not played this demo. I played the previous demo, which now doesn't carry over because we got this new demo, which I'm not going to bother with because the game comes out in like the 4th of March. So I'm just going to wait until the actual game comes out. But I enjoyed the original demo. It did remind me of Final Fantasy Tactics. And
What is the bet on him finishing this, Craig?
And we had not had Tactics games for ages.
I need some information here, Chris. How many of those 61 hours did you make it through of Octopath Traveler?
About 10.
It ain't happening, Dave. It ain't happening, mate.
It's not even that. There's probably like 4 games coming out on the same day that he's going to play instead. I think Kirby's like a week later. 2 weeks later.
Kirby's 25th of March.
Yeah, so there you go. He's not going to beat it in 21 days when there's other games in between. Anyway, next one, Pengy.
After that, we got Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course, which I think is the first time we actually got a date for it. It's the 30th of June.
Absolutely not. I haven't played the main game, and nor will I, because it's too hard.
Yeah, I've also not played the main game, and so...
That's a no from Craig as well.
Yeah, whenever you hear people talk about these games, and they're like, oh, it's so good, it's so hard, it's so challenging, I'm like,
fuck
if
that.
that's the best thing you got to say about it, nah, I'm good.
You played Cuphead for the art style, and it's co-op. That's the two reasons.
I'm surprised this hasn't come to Game Pass, because I know it's not an Xbox exclusive now, but it was for so long. I'm surprised it's not been on Game Pass. Maybe it will be when this DLC comes, or they'll put the standard game on Game Pass, and then you like it, you go buy the DLC, and that's what I would do.
Mabes.
Yeah. A game that can be harder or easier now is Metroid Dread.
Oh, the dread mode's a piss take in it. I love it. I love that random bats can kill you in one hit. I mean, someone is going to buy this. Some sadist is going to not buy it. Some sadist is going to play it this way and complete it in 3 hours. It'll be ridiculous. But the rookie mode, all jokes aside, tempts me a bit more because I don't really like Metroidvania games, and especially whenever I've tried to play most of the Metro games, I find them too difficult because I just get frustrated by the controls. So maybe it's a no for me. I'm not going to go out and buy Metroid Dread. I haven't bought it yet, and I don't intend to buy it. But they've updated the demo with these two difficulty modes, which is a cool move. Craig, Metroid Dread, where does that sit on your if you bought a Switch?
I'll be honest. As someone who does quite like Metroidvania games, I look at this one and go, it doesn't look that impressive to me, especially as it's meant to be a big, AAA, £50 game.
Graphically, it's not great, and then that's Mercury Streams.
Not even just graphically; it just looks really middle of the road to me.
Would you try the demo if you got the got Switch?
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of them. If we were in an alternate universe and it was on Game Pass, I'd try it on Game Pass. But
yeah.
I don't know. I look at that and I look at stuff like Bloodstained and think Bloodstained just looks so much better.
I think I'd rather play Hollow Knight, which I haven't played, or Guacamelee 2, which I haven't played, if I was going to play Metroidvania personally.
Definitely.
Pengy, are you going to play this again?
Doubled it?
No, I'm not playing it yet.
Didn't think so. Right, next one.
And then next we got Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are now on the SNES and NES.
We own them, so that I'm not going to include that as a one-up, but I will play Earthbound. Because I've finished it once, and that was so long ago. It was when it first came to Wii U. A great game, way better than Undertale. I don't care what people compare them. It's just a great game.
Yeah, I got access, but it passed from me most probably.
Yeah, and that's not. I don't think that's one Craig's going to try when he gets.
Oh God, no.
No, they're fun games. But
there's a lot of this direct was just showing old ports and remasters from and I was just looking at it going, who's playing this? What's going on?
The thing about these, they come to the Game Pass thing. That's why. But so that's fine. It's an added I would rather they told me when F-Zero X was coming, to be honest with you, or probably Diddy Kong Racing or stuff like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, and then we got Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which I guess is a pass from all of us, because I guess we would play it on Xbox if we were going to play it.
They do a really good job of getting those games to run on Switch, so fair play to that studio, because they put all their games on there. Sniper Elite is really fun on Switch. It was really fun on Wii U as well, for a handheld game. Genuinely. I know that's shocking for me to say out loud, but that game works way better as a handheld game. So this might be fun.
Yeah.
Chris is no, absolutely not.
Rubbish.
Right. Then we got Getsu Fum Den Underdying Moon, which came out right away, and 23 quid. It looks really beautiful, and all the reviews are it's terrible. Of course it is. It's Konami.
So that's it. Chris has bought that.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. That's a no from me.
Yeah.
So if Konami actually made a game?
They published it. Didn't make
they
it.
published it.
Oh, they didn't make it. I see.
And it's their IP. It's a remake of a NES game.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, sorry. So moving on from that, we got Demon Slayer, which is getting a port.
Let's gloss over that. The port looked good. None of us have watched the show or are going to buy it, so.
Then Lego Brawls, which
I
positive thing. No, the positive thing is it's left Apple Arcade, so hopefully it means Fantasian also leaves Apple Arcade at
didn't
some
even
point.
know this existed. It looks terrible for a Lego game.
Yeah. So there was that. Then we got 2 Point Campus, which I guess we're going to play on Xbox because the Game Pass.
I'll play on my laptop when it comes to Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Day
was
one.
going to say. Yeah.
It's going to get me some points as well, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, good studio, good publisher. What can you say?
Then we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, which is
booster course pack,
yes,
which I already have because I then went out and got the expansion pack online thing. That's what I did the second that got announced.
Yeah, same here. I've got the Nintendo Switch Online expansion, so I have access to the DLC.
It's a lot of tracks, isn't it?
It's a lot of content. It's a lot
48?
of content. 48 tracks that are remastered from all of the games, including Mario Kart Tour, which basically means they are new tracks because I haven't played Mario Kart Tour.
I have not played Mario
That's
Kart
the
Tour.
That's the mobile game,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I mean, for me, like I know some people are disappointed there isn't Mario Kart 9. Personally, Mario Kart 8 is the best feeling Mario Kart and is the best selling Mario Kart. So it's the best selling game on Switch. It might not have outside the Wii version.
It's the best selling game on Switch.
So it's like to just keep that game going with more content. It's the easiest game I've ever played for getting online multiplayer on any console. I've never played a game that fills up an 8-player lobby as quick as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So to keep getting that with more content for what is essentially nothing for me because it's with the online anyway. I mean, it's £25 for the whole pack without that, which is what, like 50p a track. So like, yeah, that's worth it. That's worth it every day. It's getting slowly chopped up and sent out a couple of cups at a time, which is cool because it means you're not burning it straight away.
It's running all the way through to 2023, isn't it?
Yeah, end of 2023. So there's 6 waves, was it?
Yeah, whatever the maths is for that. Yeah, because 8 tracks ago. So, but yeah, it's cool. And obviously, for me, it tells me, because they are all Mario Kart tracks, that in the end of 2023 we're going to get Super Smash Bros. Carts or Super Smash Carts or whatever. It's just going to be Nintendo characters and it's going to be all the difference. To me that's what makes sense.
That's the logical next step.
That is the logical next step. I just don't feel, because obviously in the last DLC we had Animal Crossing and F-Zero tracks, whereas this they've said is just remastered tracks. So unless they put, like I've seen people say, like they could put a Sonic level in the mobile game and then we could then port it over. Like they could do that, but they're not going to do that. Yeah, I'm very excited. I love Mario Kart's probably my favorite game of all time. We've talked about it many times on many podcasts how much I love Mario Kart 8. So, that's one for me. I think if Craig gets a Switch, that's one for him for sure. And obviously Pengy will play it for a day, lose, and then return to the depths of hell where he belongs.
So do we think that kills off any chance of another Mario Kart game on the Switch? Do we think the next Mario Kart is the next Nintendo console?
No, I think there will be this Smash Kart, and I think it will be on Switch. Okay. I don't think Mario Kart 9 is going to be just Mario characters. If it is, it won't be on Switch.
Yeah, I think this does. I think like a Mario Kart 9 or Smash Kart or whatever, it could be like the launch title of whatever next thing.
I mean, they've said that we're in the halfway point of the Switch.
Yeah.
How long has the Switch been a thing for?
5 years.
Oh yeah, 5 years. They said it's the halfway point. The Switch is doing so well.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And it's Nintendo, man. There's going to be a new Switch OLED Plus at some point, which is just a slightly more powerful one.
Yeah. I was just thinking end of March 2023, you've got a Switch to, like, I don't know, March 2024. The current Switch would be, it's like 7 years old then.
I think 25 at the earliest you get a new console. At the earliest. And I don't know what that console is going to be more than just a more powerful Switch, because it's such a good idea. Like they've written themselves into a corner, kind of. Make it with decent Joy-Cons. That's about it, right?
Yeah. So everyone is happy with that, and then we finished with the one more thing: Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming in September 2022, and that was it.
Are you gonna get that, Pinky?
That is a finger up based on what I've played as Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Twana Golden Country, which I started like after watching the direct. I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually start playing that now. So I've enjoyed what I've played so far.
I think I'm probably of the three of us the biggest Xenoblade fan. I was probably right to say it looks like it plays like the first Xenoblade, which is good because the mainline 2 is actually kind of weird. The battle system is different in Torna than it is in 2,
Right,
which is strange. But the Torna one is a bit more refined because you can flip the characters around. But it doesn't look like you have drivers. It just looks like you're a dude with a sword. You attack with a sword. How they make these games, like when you look at Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and then you look at Pokemon Legends, you just go, how the hell have they managed that?
I was about to say exactly the same thing.
Yeah, because I'm playing Chronicles 2 and just playing Pokemon Legends. It does look pretty good.
Just the open world looked like so much better than. I mean, I know it's a low bar of Pokemon. That open world looks so bad, but it just looks so good compared to like most other things you see on the Switch.
So Xenoblade as a series, so like I recommend Xenoblade Chronicles 1 remastered, the one that came to Switch last year, to Craig if he was gonna play that type of game on Switch, because it is a literally flawless open world with a pretty dark, well-written story. The combat is not really turn-based; it's more real-time turn-based, if that makes sense. Like you queue your attacks. It's kind of like an MMO, right? Trying to think, it's kind of like Ni no Kuni 2. That's kind of the closest thing I can think of. Like it's that type of game, and obviously for a Switch game, it's basically no load times as well, which is mad. It like loads the game, and then you can run from one end to the other if you want, and you can jump and you can dive, and it never drops a frame, not once. It's crazy. I remember Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, where you got into the giant mechs and you could fly around, and it just wouldn't drop a frame. Like, and you're like, they can't get Assassin's Creed 2 to run on this thing, and we're playing this flawless JRPG that has full voice acting, and they pump them out every like 2 years. It's mad.
It was actually surprising how long. Obviously, we've had the remaster and like the expansion or like the spin-off game in Torna, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was actually 4 years ago.
It was, yeah.
Which is actually surprisingly long. I thought, it was only like 2 years ago we had that. No, it was like 4.
Bear in mind as well, the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 remake is a full remake, and they've remade it twice, because I have the 3DS version, which is how they make it run on the new 3DS. I don't like. Fuck, man, how they're magic. That's why they always help out on Zelda, Craig. That's why that company is always there when they need it. Maybe the Nintendo company should have asked for some help. But yeah. So for me, I really want to buy this. Like, I know I shouldn't, but I really want to buy it. So I'm gonna put it on up because I might get it for Christmas. That's one of those games. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a series I actually would recommend, which is weird because I haven't completed, other than Torna, I haven't completed any of them because they are ridiculous. Like, I put like 90 hours into X and I didn't get anywhere close. But yeah. Any interest from you, Craig?
Not really, other than it did look pretty. Which is what made me go pretty big on the fantasy.
Because I put a decent number in. I think I'd be like 15, 20 into it.
Yeah, I originally had Strikers as well, and I was like, actually, I'm going to bin that off and just go all in, well, kind of all in on Xenoblade, so we'll see. My only concern is my golden rule for bids was I'm only bidding on things with like locked in dates, and this just has September, which worries me a bit.
I don't think it'll miss it. I think they're a pretty good company for that, and it's got full voice acting, so that's usually a good sign.
Somewhere in Japan, they've got it down as 22nd of September. I don't know if there's any truth in that or whatever. But
yeah, they. I don't think they've ever missed a date, other than I think X was the only one they had trouble with, right? Because I feel like last time when they announced the Xenoblade remake, it came out like 6 months later. 2 came out within the year that it got announced. So yeah, and for you, Pengy, is this an up? I think when you finish Torna, it'll be an up. Because Torna's really good. So yeah, 2. I think I don't know if you'll like 2 after Torna, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Mira, Pyra, where are you? And I always love the voice acting in the Xenoblade games. They just go regional British, and it's hilarious. Like the first game is tell me, Ryan, where's the Monado? Dunban, what's going on? It's great. It's great stuff. Great stuff.
Is that just like a JRPG thing? Because Ni no Kuni 2 does exactly the same thing.
I think they must have the same casting company. Because I think they really love the English accent on stuff.
I don't know. Is it like because it's like fantasy and they think
it's Lord of the Ringsy, right?
Yeah, and they go,
each race has to be like, it's the little elf dudes, they've got to be Welsh. You know what I mean? Like, etc., etc. The little like potato things, they've got to be Scottish. Like, I think the main character is Scottish in 2 as well, if I remember rightly. But yeah, there we go. That was Nintendo Direct, Chris.
Yes.
So, Craig, before we say our thoughts on it, what was the score for the games we're going to buy?
So, in a whopping lead, Chris Pengelly, 13.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
Which, if
You
you
have to
say
switch.
most of those are going to be 40 quid at least,
At least.
average at 40, maybe
Cheeky
45.
500 quid from Chris.
That's a big investment. Dave, you're at 8.
It's not bad.
Which is, for someone who's not buying any games, a lot of games, Dave, I must say.
I mean, one of them was DLC, I think, right? So let's not that
Which
off.
is kind of free.
Which is kind of free.
And I was on a solid 4. You know?
I mean, for you, for someone who doesn't own a Nintendo console, that's actually quite impressive.
You know,
Because I think as well,
it's a decent showing, isn't it?
well, the thing is, so I thought overall the presentation was really good, but you got to remember as well, they didn't show a lot of the stuff that's coming out this year. Like, they kept it pretty much to new stuff all the first part of the year. Like, they didn't show Breath of the Wild 2, which isn't coming this year. They didn't show Bayonetta 3. They didn't show all the other games. Chris knows this.
Mario and Rabbids.
They didn't show. Yeah, thank you. I don't like Star Wars, Lego, whatever. Like, all the games they've got announced, they didn't really show. So
Yeah, what you think was to have something, the big director,
still
not
get E3.
E3.
Yeah.
And so I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a big game, but the previous one, Chronicles 2, did sell very well. But compared to like a Mario Kart or Breath of the Wild or whatever, much lower. So I think ending with like a big game like that in February, and then like you get to the summer going into the end of the year where even more eyes will be on the direct. That's when you show your Breath of the Wild 2 and go, it's coming November or
it's
whatever.
coming March 23. It's my prediction for Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
Maybe Craig would have finished Breath of the Wild by then.
Who knows?
I can't wait for you. If you do that, we do a review, and we can 2-1 is the best game of all time to Chris. Oh, dreams. That's what dreams are made of.
The tantrum.
The tantrum. It's not even a Zelda game. I mean, Zelda's in it. Barely. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, great game. You heard it here first. So yeah, that was Nintendo Direct. Everyone happy?
Yes.
If everyone had to pick one highlight, I'll go first. I'm not going to pick Mario Kart because that's the obvious. I'm not even going to pick Strikers, which I want to love. It is Live Alive for me. I wasn't expecting to come out of this really hyped for a Square Enix remake of a game I've never heard of, but I was pretty hyped for that. Pengy?
Yeah, that's a good choice. I think for myself, I am pretty hyped for. It's going to sound really weird seeing what we shown, and because it's on everything. It's the Klonoa remasters, because like I said, Klonoa 2 is like fantastic on the PS2. Like a big fan of that. Again, I haven't played it since 2001, so maybe it's not good now. Like 20 years later, I don't know, but I mean, I'm excited to play that again.
And of course, Nintendo's favourite son, Craig Warren. What excites you?
Oh, yeah, I thought Kirby looked the best, in all honesty. I thought that game just looks so good, looks so fun. They just have that platformer formula down to a T, don't they? They know what they're doing, and it looked great. So yeah, that pretty my hype. And that's coming out really soon, isn't it? So,
end of March. That might be one of the first new games you buy for your Switch. To be fair,
who knows?
Yeah.
I want to will it into existence, Craig. Will it into existence. I want to beat you at Mario Kart. I've got to beat someone. But anyway.
If you were scoring it, what would you guys score the direct?
What are we talking out of 10?
Out of 10, yeah, I did 10.
I mean, for me, it's a solid 8. It didn't have the one game that I would want to blow my dick off, and I thought there was probably a few too many remakes. But other than that, it's as solid as you're going to get without having like a new Zelda, a new Metroid, a new Mario, a new Mario Kart, a new Smash all in one direct, right? So yeah, I thought it's an 8 for me seems fair.
Yeah, 8 is fair because it is missing, that one big thing. Like, Xenoblade was that big thing, but it's not on the same level as like a Breath of the Wild.
Like, if you were a big Xenoblade fan, then fair enough. But like,
yeah, I'm sure like everyone in Japan was going nuts for that.
Yeah. How about
it's a Fire Emblem
Warriors. Yeah, I think 8 is fair. I mean, it would have been higher if they hadn't just shown so many like ports and remakes and remasters. Like, I mean, that's great for people that have nostalgia for him, but for someone like me, I was just thinking at it going, what is this?
Someone who doesn't like Square Enix, you're probably just like, what?
Exactly.
And And also for me, I don't know if this is a fact, Chris, but you might be able to fact check this for me. Is this the first Nintendo Direct in like 5 years that hasn't had a new Smash character? Because obviously they're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, most probably.
Very strange, isn't it? Not to see
But
Sakurai come out.
I think the next day or something, the Twitters and that tweeted, "Here's the Min Min amiibo. She's coming soon." So
Hell
Smash news still.
That's Craig's never getting into amiibo and doesn't even want to know how they work, why they work, or what they're for.
I'm sure Chris will be buying it. So
No, I'm not buying Min Min.
Don't like ARMS. It wasn't very good. It was too hard. It was too hard for me. But yeah, that was Nintendo Direct, guys. Thank you for coming on the show. If you enjoyed the show, you can follow us on the socials at Pod of Wars. You can follow Chris at Massive Das, me at EOF Gizmo, and Craig in the streets. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week for more pressuring Craig into buying a Switch. Bye-bye.
Bye.